प्रेम से समापति महादेव की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। Let us all stand as we begin our beautiful night with Devi Aarti. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shri Saraswatyaya Namaha, Om Shri Gurubhyo Namo Namaha, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya। निषदिना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी, निषदिना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी, जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी, जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी, जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। Everybody बोलो अम्बे। मांग सिंदूर विराजत देखो मृद मद को, ओ मांग सिंदूर विराजत देखो मृद मद को, उज्ज्वल से जन चंद्र जननी को। जय अम्बे गौरी गौरी, कनक समान करे वर रक्तांबर राजे, ओ कनक समान कलेवर रक्तांबर राजे, रक्त पुष्प गलमाला कथा साजे। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी हो मैया, जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। हरि कानन कुंडल शोभित नासाग्र मोती, कानन कुंडल शोभित नासाग्रे मोती, ज्योति का चंद्र दिवाकर समराजत ज्योति। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी, शुंभ निशुंभ विधारे महिषासुर गाते, ओ शुंभ निशुंभ विधारे महिषासुर गाते। धूम्र विलोचन नैना विषजन मदमाते, जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। चौसत युगनी गावत नृत्य करत भैरो ओ 64 युगनी गावत नृत्य करत भैरो बाजतता मृदंगा बाजत के डमरू जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी हो मैया जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी अम्बा जय जय अम्बा 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 जय जय अम्बा अम्बा जय जय अम्बा अम्बा ओम जयंती मंगलाकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवरात्रि स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः अम्बा अम्बा जय जय अम्बा 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 जय जय अम्बा 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 जय अम्बा 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 जय जय अम्बा 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 जय जगदम्बा जगदम्बा देवी माता की जय आसुरी जी सब लोग तरफ On this beautiful night, my dear friends, we'd like to take this wonderful opportunity to welcome each and everyone to a beautiful night of prayer and devotion once more. As we say Swagatam, Namaskar, and a special welcome to each and everyone on behalf of the members of this wonderful Parivar and this wonderful family. As we begin with the second night of our Divine Yagya, paying adorations to the Divine Mother. As we begin this night, we extend blessings and special welcome to my brother Pandit Randi Bhaiya once more. We say Swagatam, Namaskar, and a cordial welcome to you, as you would have come very early to begin prayer and worship in this divine home. To the members of the Celestial Gandharvas, we say Namaskar and a special welcome to them. To all devotees who've come from far and near to join on this auspicious night, we cordially welcome you to our Yajna. Tonight as well, to those who are tuned in via Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are in the world, to those who are locked on via Vision 2 photo and video production, Kavita ji, and to the entire team, we say Namaskaram. Special welcome. To all our listeners via 101.7 FM, special welcome to our beautiful night. At this time, without further ado, let us all sit upright. Let us close our eyes so that we can welcome the deities into our hearts as we begin with Omkar 3 times. वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दुर्गारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता Namaste, 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 namo namah. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Saraswati Rupena Samstita. Namaste, 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 namo namah. Namaste, 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 namo namah. Om Dum Durgaya Namah. Om Dum Durgaya Namah. Om Dum Durgaya Namah. Mano Bodhyahankar Chitta Ninaham न चक्षुरो हजीवे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योम भूमिर्न तेजो न ओपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्. ॐ हर 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 महादेव. ॐ हर 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 महादेव. ॐ हर 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 Mahadev. As we begin this beautiful night, my friends, with the adorations to our Lord, once more we will join in the incarnated form and worship the 11th form of that divine personality. As we praise Lord Shiva on this auspicious night, for the 11th form that He had taken in the world to become Mahaviri Swami, we begin with all 40 verses of the Sri Hanuman Chalisa. Shri Guru Charana Saroj Raja Nijamana Mukura Sudha Varna Raghuvara Vimala Jasu Jodaya Kupalacha Buddhihina Tanu Janiki Sumiro Pavana Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Dev Mohi Arau Kalesha Vikar Bhakta Hitakari Rama Bhakta Hitakari Bhakta Hitakari Rama Bhakta Hitakari Ari aise hamre Ram Bhakta Hitakari Aise hamre Ram Bhakta Hitakari ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हित. जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूता तुलस बलधामा धनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी अचल वरण विराज सुवेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ सागर शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन निज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान विद्यावान गणीयति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया हरि कैसे हमरे राम भक्त हित. और क्या बोलो ओम श्री हनुमते नमः. सूक्ष्म रूप धरिसी यही दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जराव भीम रूप धरि असुर सनारे रामचंद्र के गाद सवारे लाए सजीवन लखन जिया श्री रघुवीर हर शिवर लाय रघुपति कीनी बहुत बराई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई दशवदन सहस्रवदन तुम रोजस गावै श्रीपति कंठ लगा कनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा नारद शारद सहित संत वेद दिगपाल जहाते कवि गोविंद कह सके कहते तुमो पुकार सुग्रीव के राम राम मिलाय राज पर देना हरि ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हित मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जान सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्योता ही मधुर पर जानो प्रभु मोद्र का मेल मुकमाय जल दिलांग गए असर जनाय दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे देते राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे हो तना आज्ञा बिन पैसा सब सुतला है तुम्हारे शरणा तुम रक्षक का हो को डरना आपन तेज समारो आप तीनों लोक हाथ के काबे भूत पिशाचन कट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हित ऐसे बोलो जय श्री राम नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान चुरावे मंत्र वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम राजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन पल पावे चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियार साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलार सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता सवर दीन जान के माता राम सायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा अरे ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हित बोले ओम श्री हनुमते नमः लवि बजरंग बली तुमरे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाए कहा जन्म हरि भक्त कहाय और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व करई संकट कटे मिति सब पीरा जो सुमिर हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान सुताई कर गुरुदेव किनाय दुष्ट बार पाप कर कोई सुतहि बंदे महात होई जहाँ पर हनुमान चालीसा हो ये प्रतिष्ठा की गौरीता तुलसीदास सदा हरि तेरा की जयनाथ हृदय महादेव ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हित हरि ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी हमरे राम, भक्त हितकारी ऐसे हमरे राम। पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभु। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। On this beautiful night, my dear friends, as we're about to join in chants and worship to our Lord, it is a day where we worship the Divine Mother once more. This is the second night of our beautiful yagya. But while we pay pranams to the Divine Devi, it is said Devi has taken many forms and manifestations on the earth. And as that feminine aspect, we are praying to her once more to bless us with the motherly love, the care, the affection, and the blessings of a supreme goddess. Tonight, my friends, as we dive into the golden pages of Devi Bhagavatam, and as we touch the feet of many great saints of Bharat Desh and in India, we begin our message where we speak of that supreme goddess. It is said one day Bhagavan Shiva, he sat in Kailash Parvat at the most powerful peak, and he looked down on the earth, and along his side was none other than Sati Devi. But to those who know the Katha of the Mahashiva Puran, it is said because of the misunderstanding between Raja Daksh, the father of Sati Devi, it is said Sati had burnt her body into ashes. And at that point, Lord Shiva made a promise in his mind to himself that he will never become wed to nobody, to anybody else in the world. Katha begins where Mahadev sits in Kailash Parvat, and the energies of Sati Devi have taken rebirth, and she's no longer Sati Devi, but she has taken a reincarnated form, and she's come back to the earth, and her name will no longer be Sati Devi, but it will be that divine form of the goddess who has taken birth on the mountains, and she'll be called Parvati Mata. As Parvati Mata grows as a child in the mountains, it is said Lord Shiva will travel from place to place and spot to spot, so that in turn he can meditate and feel the energy. Sometimes you go places and you feel a good energy. Sometimes you go places and you feel a bad energy. And many times when we travel from place to place, it is all up to you now to balance the energies of the atmosphere. As we begin our message, we worship our Lord, Bhagwan Govinda, as he sits above and he looks down. Everybody all together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Last night in our Katha we spoke about what? You all remember? I'm surely ladies remember that one. Last night what did we talk about? We spoke about the duties of the woman, the wife, in the marriage and in the home. We spoke about when a woman stands next to her husband, her family. When a woman stands firmly, devoted, faithful, with strength, what happens? Today, Sati Devi, she stood next to Bhagwan Shiva. But when she had burnt her body, she took an incarnated form and she came back to the earth. And as the form of Parvati Mata, as a child growing up, her father teaches her how to pray, but she begins with beautiful and simple worship. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. It is said, while we will cleanse our mind today, to intake the knowledge of the universe. Listen, my friends. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. celebrate tonight, my friends, but we've come to worship our Lord and our deities. And remember, when you take part, that is the energy that you'll take back into your home and into your life. Don't allow it to slip away, because every moment counts in the world. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody bolo, Jai Govinda. On this beautiful night, my dear friends, it is said, while the gods of the skies and the heavens will wait for a beautiful moment, while on the earth, many people are living their daily life and their daily routine. It is at this time in the Parvati and the mountains of the universe, a little girl child is growing up, and she's learning how to pray, and her father teaches her how to do worship to the gods of the skies. Lord Shiva is a sacred yogi. He travels everywhere, and while he's traveling, it is said he will go to that Parvat and he will find a spot not too far away, and he will sit and meditate. He will close his eyes and he will forget the whole world, and he will dive deep within himself, and he will feel the energy from within. He will touch the energy of the earth, and he will gather that energy for himself. And while he will sit there, it is said Himavan, Meena Maya, the mother and the father of this divine goddess, they will teach her how to worship Mahadev. Every day they will walk back and forth, and while they are walking on the first day, as they approach Lord Shiva, listen to what happens. Radhe 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 Shyam, Radhe Govinda, Murali Madhava Radhe Shyam, Radhe Gopala, Radhe 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 Shyam, Radhe Govinda, Murali Madhava Radhe Shyam, Radhe Gopala, Radhe 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 Shyam, Radhe Govinda, Murali Madhava Radhe Shyam, Radhe Gopala, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tonight, my dear friends, we sing and we awaken our spiritual energy. Everybody all together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Gopala. Boli. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. By yourselves, loudly. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody all together. Prem se Sumapati Mahadeva ki, Vrindavan Vihari Lal ki Jai. Tonight, my dear friends, it is said, Lord Shiva, being a spiritual and a divine being, will travel everywhere, and he will find a spot, and he will find a peaceful place, and wherever he would go, he would sit down, he will close his eyes, he will pray, and he will meditate, forgetting the whole world. When we take a moment in our lives to pray to God, it should be a spot where we sit by ourselves, not disturbed by the world. Our heart should be contented. Our mind should be at ease. Our life should be peaceful. And that is the only time you can give your 100% towards God. If there's many things happening in your life, you wouldn't be able to focus. If a lot of things are happening in your home, in your job, you won't be able to focus. But if you can sit, allow the mind to become tranquil, and let go of the world, only then you can give your 100% towards the Lord. Lord Shiva sits in his beautiful posture and he sits to pray. In the meantime, every single day, Parvati Devi as a child, she's been taught as a baby girl to grow up and to pray to God, to worship the deities. Lord Indra, Lord Brahma, she will chant mantras to Mahavishnu Bhagavan. She will be taught the essence of prayer and how to love God. Loving God should come from our hearts without even thinking twice. Loving God should come from within yourself, where you shouldn't even question, do I have faith? How much faith do I have? How much love do I have for God? It should just be there. It should be an automatic reaction. And today, while she would learn to love God, one day before she leaves home to go for worship, the great sage Narada, Sri Narad Muni, Narayana, Narayana, he will come down and he will see the Devi, and he will feel so lucky because he's blessed to see the incarnation of Sati Devi, the Shakti of the universe. He walks up to her one day while mother and father standing there, and he says, Arey Vah, so beautiful is the form of the Supreme Goddess who has taken another avatar to change the world. He says, Devi, come, let me see. Can I read your hand? Can I see the stars? Can I see everything that is in your planet and in your entire cosmos as to what will take place? And he pulls the hand of the child. And with the mother and father standing there, he will look into the hands and he will read the astrological signs that he will see. And when he will look in the hands of Parvati Mata as a child, he will look at the parents and he will tell them. He will say, this child that you have is divine. This child is a pious one. This child is no ordinary one. He will look at the markings on both hands and he will say, this child will be a lucky child. This child will be fortunate and blessed. Wherever this child goes, that place will be divine. This child will bring honor and not dishonor to your home. But in turn, he then says that I will let you know that this child one day will have a wonderful husband. And the husband that she will have will be one like a yogi, where he will travel the world and he will barely wear anything. He will just wear chadar maybe. He will wear a loincloth. But he will sacrifice himself for the world. And he will be a true yogi. Your daughter will find the right personality in someone who would travel, but at the same time, live with the simplest of things that he can find. When mother heard such, she stopped for a second and she said, well, the future doesn't sound so promising for her with the husband part. But at least she will have a good life, not so? And Narada says, she will have a wonderful life. Wherever she goes, When you go to get a reading, when you go to check your patra, everybody, we go because we have some issue happening, not so? And we go to get the reading, but we want to hear everything good. In turn, we expect to hear the best things. When we go by the Pandit many times to do the patra reading, or we go to get any form of astrological reading, we want to hear things like, you know what, well, plenty money going and come. We want to hear now, well, my children going and get good husband and they're going to live happy forever. We want to hear one day I'm going to win the lotto. We want to hear one day the house, we're going to get a big house. Rohan, right? We want to hear things with high expectations. But remember, you can achieve anything with the high expectations, but you have to work for it. If you want a happy family, you have to work for it. If you want money, you have to work for it. If you want success, you have to work for it. Nothing will just come and meet you. You have to work for it. It takes time. It takes years. It takes months. It takes lifetimes for people to accomplish many things. Today, Bhaktas, Narad Muni says that she will be a divine one. But at the same time, while she will have the husband who is a yogi, he will be one who won't be at the fancy of the world, but he will be one who will be highest amongst the gods. And when Devi's hands was red, at that point, Narada is about to leave. And the mother Meena Maya, she says, Gurudev, Vipati hamare, tumane tare. Vipati hamare, tumane tare. Parama Pita Parameshwar Sharanam Narayana Karunamay Sharanam Jaya Lakshmi Pati Vishnu Sharanam. Narada leaves, but before he leaves, it is said Meena Maya, the mother and the father Himavan, he says, Narada, come, let's wash your feet. Your guru have come into our lives. Let's wash your feet. Let us now offer you something to drink. Let's offer you something to eat. And now when we've given you something and you are happy and contented, then you'll be able to leave our premises. And Narada sits there and he allows the feet to be washed. Guru Matra Pita Guru Bandhu Saka Tere Charanon mein Swami मेरे कोटि प्रणाम तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम. It is said, Bhaktas, when Narada was about to leave, he looked at the mother one more time and he says to her, blessed is your form. And then he travels out, Narayana, Narayana, and he goes on. But while he has gone now, Father walks up to her, says, Devi, it's time to teach you to pray. It is time to teach you to love the Divine Lord. I've heard Mahadeva's come and he's not too far. And he's sitting on a rock by himself. And he's praying. And he's doing tapasya. He's doing meditation. It is said even in Ramchatramanas, when Bhagwan Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram, even though he was Lord of the universe, when he wanted the ocean to curb to his way, what did he do? He sat down on the banks of the ocean and he sat down in a meditative posture. And he started to pray. He is God, Bhagwan of the universe incarnated. And he taught the world that even though I am Bhagwan, I am going to pray. Some of us, we think, you know what, because we have money and we have a big house and we have wealth and we have certain things, we think to ourselves that, you know what, we are so big enough. We don't need to pray. Bhagwan blessing me already. Some of us think that because things are working the way we want it to go, we don't need to pray. Bhagwan will provide. But no matter how big you are in the world, no matter how small you are in the world, remember one thing, that prayer will keep you afloat. And the day you lose the strength of blessings in your life, then nothing will keep you above. Listen beautifully. महलों का सुख चोर सिया ने राम का साथ निभाया, लक्ष्मी ने धर रूप सिया का जग का पाप मिटाया, बना दिया था इस धरती को राम भक्त का धाम. What is your rest? Let me hear you. जय भगवान सीता के राम राधा श्याम, सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम। मीरा के महलों के झूले महिमा को कराया, दूर जगत के बंधन अपने गिरधर को अपनाया। ओ मीरा ने महलों के झूले महिमा तो कराया, दूर जगत के बंधन अपने गिरधर को अपनाया। प्रेम दीवाने मीरा को करते भक्त प्रणाम, सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम, मीरा के गिरिधर नागर सोर के घनश्याम, सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम। राधा और मीरा के सबसे न्यारे स्वामी, सबसे न्यारे सबके प्यारे स्वामी अंतर्यामी। सीता राधा और मीरा के सबसे न्यारे स्वामी, सबसे न्यारे सबसे प्यारे स्वामी अंतर्यामी। सदा बनाया करते प्रभु जी सबके बिगड़े काम, सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम, मीरा के गिरिधर नागर सोर के घनश्याम, सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम। ओम श्री रामाय नमः। ओम श्री रामाय नमः। ओम श्री रामाय नमः। श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय। It is said one day, while Parvati Mata travels back and forth, they're going to Lord Shiva one day for that blessing. The father says, my child, today you will meet Mahadev, Lord Shiva. And they've started to trek a path in which they're going to meet Lord Shiva. While they're on the path going to meet Lord Shiva, they are excited. Parvati Devi, she feels as though, you know what they call butterflies? When last any one of you get butterflies? Huh? What causes that? What causes that? Panaji, I don't know. Last time I get that, I was on a roller coaster. Me know what them thinking about. What gives you the butterflies? Parvati Devi is going to meet Lord Shiva. She's never met him before. And while she's going to meet the divine Lord Mahadev, she's excited because she hears that the Lord is the mightiest and powerful one. So she's going on her path to meet Mahadev. How did you feel when you were coming here tonight? It says that every time you're about to make a journey to meet Bhagwan, not me, not Panditji, but to feel an energy of God, you must feel excited. You must feel something different within yourself. When you're home and you're preparing yourself and you're dressing yourself and you know in your mind, I'm going yajna, a whole different feeling is supposed to take you over. You're supposed to feel a joy inside you saying, you know what, I'm excited, I'm going to feel something. I'm going to probably I'm about to experience something that probably I've never felt. And you would want to experience an energy of the Divine Lord. In turn, Our Katha tells us that Parvati Devi is excited. Do you feel excited when you go to prayers? How many people feel excited? What about the rest of you? You don't have to tell me, I know what the rest of you. You know what's going on with the rest of you? Well, we just have to show we face, right? That's what's going on. Sometimes people go to Yajna. Why? I get invited, but I have to just show my face. I must show up, If it's one night, I must be there. Where is this excitement for love for God within ourselves? God gives us everything that we have. Every single thing, from the moment of breath, inhaling, exhaling, life, money, food, clothing, finances, everything. Bhagwan gives us everything. And in turn, when you're about to meet the same Bhagwan that is giving us everything, we must have excitement within our hearts. Parvati Devi is excited. And while she's excited to see the Lord, she's trekking this beautiful path and nothing becomes an obstacle. When we want to go out online, nothing becomes an obstacle. When we have to go to a party, nothing becomes an obstacle. If we have to leave here and go to Port of Spain and reach for a particular time for some grand event, nothing becomes a problem. If we have to take all the back road to get there and reach late, don't worry, I'm coming, I will be there. But the excitement for God has been lost in today's world. Many people, we see the rainfall, well, I don't know, Agustina, let me see if the rain goes up. Many of us, we see a little something distant, something that just troubles the mind. We are ready to put off Bhagwan. One question I've asked, and I haven't asked it in a long time, is God worth your time? Every bit of it. Every ounce of it. God is worth your moments in life and your time, my friends. God and Bhagwan's energy will transform you to anything that you want to be, but you must be willing to accept, and you must be willing to be determined to receive that energy. Today, Bhaktas, when Parvati Mata is excited to see the Lord, she's climbing up the mountain with her father. When suddenly she reaches that point and she sees in a distance, she could glance him now. From a distance, she's seeing him sitting and she starts to peek the head. And from the head, she's seeing what? What's she seeing? Jai Gange Mata. Maiya Jai Gange Mata. And she sees the Ganga flowing and she looks at her dad. Arey, Pitaji, look, the water falling. Excitement for God. How excited are you? Do you know something? Today I was in a puja and one devotee, one godchild asked me, he said, Panditji, every time you sit down on Sabde, how do you get the energy to sit and to just do that? Every day and every night and everywhere you go, how do you get the energy? You know how? Even I excited to get inside here. When I open the book and I see Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, Hanuman Baba walk in there, I get excited. And when I get excited, then I can make you excited. But you must come with the mentality to want to be excited by Bhagwan's name. If you come because your mind is just telling you you need to be here, you've locked out every single thing. If you're in a mood and you sit amongst people who are making jokes, then you look at them and you say, look at them. That silly joke, they say that. They're so foolish. But if you come with an open mind and you hear the first joke, you're ready to laugh because you know what? The mind is open. Open-minded to accept. We must learn to be open-minded to take many things in our life. We must be open-minded to take an advice. We must be open-minded to take criticism. We must be open-minded to make change. We must be open-minded to do things differently, not just one way. We must be open-minded to accept things in the world, either good or either bad. Acceptance is powerful, but you know what is the key? Be open-minded. Do you know of anybody who you could tell that they're doing something wrong and they're going to take it? Without them ready to fight you? Without them ready to argue with you? Acceptance is powerful. Today, Devi sees Lord Shiva and she sees now the beautiful Jata and the Ganga is flowing. And while the Ganga falls, she's seeing the Trishul next to him. She says, Daji, look, they go Mahadev, Lord. And the father looks at her and he says, come, I will take you. And he lifts her. And he's about to hold and he's taking her to Lord Shiva. And when he reaches by Mahadev, he goes at the feet of Prabhu Shankar Bholanath. And he says, Prabhu Shankar, he put his hands together. Lord Shiva is in meditation. Mahadev! Lord Shiva doesn't open his eyes. Hare Bam Bam Bola! But Lord Shiva still doesn't open the eyes. And when he doesn't open the eyes, listen. शिव शंभो दिनों की बंधु नमो नमः नमो नमः गिरिजापति गंगाधर हरिहर नमो नमः नमो नमः Mahadev, won't you look at my child? Lord, I brought my child for you to see. Won't you bless my child? Won't you look at her? Please look at her. I want her to be blessed. Mahadev, Om Namah Shivaya. And he's praying and he's calling Mahadev, open your eyes now, please. Come on, Mahadev. And he's clapping. Hare Bam Bam Bola. And Lord Shiva is not opening his eyes. Lord Shiva is in tapas mode. He's in that medium of meditation. And he won't even break concentration for anything else in the world. Because he's focusing on the Divine Lord, who is Lord Vishnu. While he sits there in that meditation, at that point, the Father calls once and twice and 3 times and many a times. And when he realizes now that Mahadev is not moving, he says, Devi, listen, whenever you want to wake up Lord Shiva, I will teach you. Sit down. Close your eyes. You have to pray. If you want to shake the skies, you have to pray. If you want to wake up, if things in your life are not going the way you want it to go, and you need to wake up your mind to see the reality and to clear the maya of your path, you have to pray. It won't just happen. You have to shake the skies. And how will you shake the skies? You shake it with power for God. Power of prayer for God. When you shake the skies, you don't sing like you're half dead. When you shake the skies, you don't pray like you're half dead. When you shake the skies, you put everything into it. Umapati Mahadeva ki. Well, not that kind of jai. A bigger jai. Gajananda Swami ki. We take everything that we have and we wake up that point. Today, the Father sits with his beautiful child. And when he sits with her, he says, chant with me. Om Namaha Shivaya. And she pronounces Om Namaha Shivaya. Om Namaha Shivaya. Listen. Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho. Today, tonight, if you are grateful for the life that you have, take a second and close your eyes. Think of Lord Shiva and say, thank you, Lord. I want to wake you up to shake my world. I want to wake you up to shake my life. I want you to wake me up so that you can put things back in place how it is supposed to be. I want you to put me where I need to be, Lord. I need you to stand with me wherever I go in the world, so that ego, temptations, ahankar, negativities, jealousy, lust, greed, everything will disappear, because all I want is your knowledge, your love, your protection, and your wisdom. Bolo. Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho. Shiva 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 Shambho Hara 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 Shambho. Shiva 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 Shambho Hara 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 Shambho. Everybody, let us clap. Hello. Har Har Mahadev. Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva love. Bolo. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Hara, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Hara, 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 Shambho. Parvati Mata, she sat down and he started to chant Har Har Shambhu. And while she's chanting, the energy starts to build. Lord Shiva is in meditation and he feels now the energy crawling up his spine like the Sheshnag. And while he feels the energy, he opens his eyes at that point. And as soon as the eyes are open, he sees Himavan there. He sees Parvati Maya and he just looks at them. And he turns to Himavan and he says something. Why have you disturbed my mind? I'm in meditation and I'm in prayer. Leave and never come back because I want nobody to disturb me. And it is that Himavan dropped on his knees and he put his hands together. Mahadev, please, I just wanted to bless my daughter. And Mahadev says, Jao yahan se, leave from here. I want to concentrate and I want to pray. I'm not interested in the world. I just want to die within myself. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Hara, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Hara, 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 Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Hara, 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 Shambho. Mahadeva, Mahadeva, Shambho. Mahadeva, Shambho. Mahadeva, Shambho. Mahadeva, Shambho. Everybody, Shiva, Shiva, Shambho. Sleep away. Hara, 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 Shambho. Hara, 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 Shambho. Shri Gajananda Swami ki. Mahadev looked at Himavan. He says, pick up your child and just leave from here, please. Himavan says, Hare Prabhu Shankar, we've come from far. Please, maaf kijiye, forgive us if we broke your concentration. I just want you to bless my daughter, please. And at that point, Lord Shiva looked at him a second time and he says, Prabhuji, jao yahan se. I'm not interested. Mahadev had lost all zeal for life when he lost Sati Devi. He wasn't concentrating, he wasn't concerned about who came to pray and who won blessings. We have our down moments in the world, and when we have our down moments, we don't want to hear nobody. You ever reached that state? Where probably too much is happening in your life and you just don't want to hear nobody? The best person can come, your best friend, your child, somebody can be there, and all you want is peace of mind. Just give me a moment. I want a peace of mind. Mahadev says, leave please. I'm concentrating. And he sits up again. He closes his eyes and he concentrates and he starts to meditate. Parvati Devi was excited to see Mahadev. With all the excitement, she looked at her father, lost for words. She says, Pitaji, what is happening? Is this the Mahadev who we talk about, great Mahadev? And his mood and energy is off? And Pitaji says, child, come, get up, let's go. It's okay. Let's go. It is said her heart was hurt and she turned away and she was about to walk away. But while she's walking away, she saw her father crying. And she said, Pitaji, are you okay? Dad, are you alright? Don't worry, it's fine. We can go back. It's okay. And you could see the expression on his face. He was so hurt because he brought his child to see Mahadev. And Mahadev didn't care to see anybody. When last did you ask your father, Dad, are you okay? Dad, is everything alright? When last did you turn to your father and say, Dad, is everything going fine? Do you need anything? When last did you turn to your mother and say, Mommy, are you okay? Just random. Nothing needs to be wrong. Mommy, are you okay? Mommy, do you need something? Take these moments in your life, my friends. They will never come back. Turn to them and ask them. And she turns to her father. And when she's about to walk away, it is said the father walks down and he says, don't worry, let's go back home. And when she sees the expression on his face, it is said in her mind, she thinks about it. And she says, I can never live in seeing this expression. I will change everything that just took place. Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namaho. Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namaho. Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namaho. Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namaho. And she's walking down, and you know what? As a Devi in her mind, she says, you know what? Life is more than just that. Do you know life is more than just the physical things that we have around us? Life is more than money. Life is more than food. Life is more than the nice clothes we wear. You know, I'll tell you. In the Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad, it speaks of a wonderful woman by the name of Maitreya. One day, she lives with her husband who is a guru, a maharishi. The husband one day realizing that he had crossed 68 years, he says to her, listen, I'm going to take all the money I have and I'm going to give it to you. I'm going in the forest and I'm going to live. I'm going to pray to God. And Maitreya stopped him and she says, is this money going to give me moksha? What is this money going to do for me? Tell me, you've given me all the money and you're going in the forest. What will the money do for me? He says, well, the money will make you happy. So money gives happiness. He says, yes, money gives happiness. If money gives happiness, why are you giving me all and you going somewhere else? It means where you're going, something is more than what you're giving me. Not so? If money brings happiness and you're giving me all the money, you mean, I'm sure that you're not leaving all the money of happiness to go and be sad. You must be going after something that is giving you more happiness than money. He says, well, I want moksha and I want liberation because that is going to make my soul happy. She says, so why are you giving me something that's going to give me temporary happiness? I want something to give me eternal happiness just like you. So he starts to explain to her. And he says to her in a beautiful word, he explains to her. He says, why does a husband love a wife? And why does a wife love a husband? Why? All husband, why you love your wife? One day in a puja, I asked one fellow, why you love your wife? He said, who told you I like you? He said, time passed for that. I just can't come out. Why do you love your husband? Why do you love your wife? You know why? You love them for the reason of the spark within them for character, personality, and who they are. Why should you love somebody? For their character, for their personality, and who they are. In every marriage, if you do not love the person's personality, how can it work? In every marriage, if a wife doesn't love the character of the husband, how does it work? How should it work? In a marriage and in a relationship, if there's no understanding of a mutual love because of certain things, I love how you do that. I love how you put that there. If every day you don't find something to love and enjoy in the marriage, then at some point, instead of hearing somebody say, I love how you do that, you'll hear somebody say, I fed up so you do that. And then what happens? Problems start. Because once fed up enters that line, then I hate. And then hate enters. And when hate enters, then we don't want to see one another anymore because it is all cut and the ties are broken. The Rishi says to his wife, why does a husband love a wife? And why does a wife love a husband? You know why? They love one another for the personality, the character that they are endowed with. And most importantly, for the Atma that they possess. The God and the life that they possess. Because if the life come out of that person, would you still love them? If the Atma of your husband leaves, will you still love your husband? If the soul of your wife leaves and somebody say, well, aren't you love your wife? Yeah, look, she body, take it. Would you still love her? It's different, right? One moment with a spark of life and energy, we can love somebody. But if there's no spark, what are you loving? He says to her, listen, I love you because of who you are. It is not about the hair and the style and the clothing and about what you wear. It is about you from here. I love the Atma in you and who you are as a person. And because I love who you are, I want to give you money so you can be happy. She says, well, I love you and for the character you have and what you running down more than money, I want that too. So give away the money and let's go find what you're going to look for because it seems to be more than the money. And they took everything and they gave it now in charity to many people. And after charity, they started to go into the forest together. And they went to seek the higher knowledge. And then they both sat down to meditate. And it wasn't about money. When you pray and when you meditate in your life, at some point you get to understand that life is more than the physical things. Learn that. Life is more than money and wealth and finance. Life is about being happy. What does it take to make you happy? Because if you are happy, then you wake up the happiness within you. And if you wake up the happiness within you, then the spark of God within you is happiness. Remember that. The spark of God within you is happiness. Let me just remind devotees with one little moment. Are you happy or are you happiness? You are happiness. You are not happy. When you are happy, it's because you are happy because of something. I'm happy because I have money. I'm happy because I have a nice family. I'm happy because I have a big home. I'm happy because. When you are happiness, there's no because there. I am happy. There's nothing there. When you are happiness, you don't need anything. You are just happiness from within. You don't need something and you don't need someone or you don't depend on anything or anyone in the world to be happy because you've achieved happiness within yourself. Don't get confused by the world of what we think brings happiness to us. We can awaken the happiness point within us all. And that is the Atma and the spark of God within you. The Guru says to her, the Rishi says to his wife, when we sit here to pray, awaken the happiness point within yourself. And that is what I love. And when he speaks to her like this, she sits with him and she realizes that it is more than the physical things. Parvati Mata that day says to her father, Pitaji, it is not about seeing Mahadev physically, you know. But since he wants to run us, I will test his peace of mind. He's embodiment of peace, but I will test his peace. People will test us every single day. And she says, Pitaji, go home. But let me tell you, every single day, he told me to leave and he told you to leave. But I give you my word that one day he will have to come to us. And you know what she did? She turned around and she went back to Kailash Parvat. And every single day, she made a promise to herself that she will not give up when it comes to God. But she will go every day back and forth until he stops his world to listen. We want God to hear us, right? When we have a problem and we pray and we say, Lord, I don't know what's going on in my life. Please help me. We expect Bhagwan to stop and to hear our prayer. Well, how to stop him? Be determined. Wake him up with the energy that we're speaking about. Be persistent in your love. Don't pray today and then 1 month from now you're now going to offer back a flower. Be persistent in devotion. That is where the answers will come. Bela ki patiya Bhanga gatura Bela पतिया भांग गतोला शिव जी के मन को लुभाए। ओ बोले बाबा शिव जी के मन को लुभाए। शिव कैलाशों की वासी धौलेधारों की राजा शंकर संकट हरना। ओ बोले बाबा शंकर संकट हरना। ओम नमः शिवाय। कैलाशों के वासी धौलेधारों के राजा शंकर संकट हरना। ओ बोले बाबा शंकर संकट हरना। क्या बात। Single day as a determined child, she will go to Lord Shiva, and she's growing up now into a wonderful young woman. And she will go and she will pray to Lord Shiva every day, back and forth. And she's determined that one day he will have to open his eyes and accept that she will not leave. He wants to run me one day, he will have to accept whatever he takes. So that day, she went up to him, she sat down. She created a beautiful lingam and she starts to make offerings of milk on top of the lingam. And she's chanting. And she takes the bay leaf and she places it on the lingam. And she takes the ashes and she places it on the lingam. And she takes the datur and she offers it. Listen. बेल की पटिया भांगा दतूरा बेल की पटिया भांगा गतूला शिव जी के मन को लुभाई। ओ बोले बाबा शिव जी के मन को लुभाई। शिव कैलाशों के वासी धौलेधारों के राजा शंकर संकट हरना। ओ बोले बाबा शंकर संकट हरना। It is said devotees while Parvati Mata prays every single day and she makes her offering. One day the Lord is about to open his eyes and he takes a peek and he closes it back and he simply utters, young nice woman like you, and you come to the mountain to pray, go and enjoy your life. Why stay here? Go and enjoy your life. Go to the mountains, whoever you may be, and don't come back. And he closes his eyes and he continues to meditate. At that point it is said the world was going through chaos. And while she was walking away, the gods of the skies came to speak to her. They said, Devi, Lord Shiva doesn't recognize who you are. And he doesn't realize that you are Sati Devi incarnated. He needs you in his life, but he can't see it. He needs your strength and he needs your blessing and he needs your power, but he can't see it. Sometimes the same thing that we are looking for is right where? As we say, right in front of our nose. Have you ever found yourself looking for your glasses? And you search your whole house and you can't find it? And then you sit down and you say, I really don't know. Now you sit down. When you bend your head like this, it falls down. So you will say all the time. Have you ever hold your phone and I've seen people hold your phone in your hand and you probably have a bag and you have something and you're rushing out of the house and you say, I don't know where I put my phone. Oh God, somebody find the phone now. That you nourish? Yeah. And you're looking for it everywhere. And then when you get fed up, you say, somebody call my phone. Hold on, I go call it myself. Only to realize that you have it in your hand. Have you ever found yourself holding on to the key to lock your door before you leave? I found myself holding on to the key of my vehicle. And you have the key and you have the diary and you have something else in your hand and so God, the key. Where did I put the key? Somebody, where did I put the key? Only to realize it right here, right in your hand. Sometimes the very thing that you're looking for is right in front of you. You just need to see it. But in order to see it, you need to clear the Maya that is blocking you from seeing it. Because our life is filled with blockages and Maya temptations. तेरे कैलाशों का अंत न पाया तेरे कैलाशों का अंत न पाया अंत पे अंत तेरी माया Maya will block you. How do you break the spell of Maya? Ayodhya Vasi Ram 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 Dasharatha Nandana Ram. Bolo everybody. Ayodhya Vasi Dasharatha. Remove the Maya. Sing loud. Ayodhya Vasi Dasharatha Nandana Ram. You know, my friends, chants and prayer and worship breaks the Maya and the veil that is blocking you from everything in the world. Lord Shiva couldn't even see it because he's too intense in his tapasya to witness the world. When the gods realized that at that point Lord Shiva needs her, they said to her, listen, go back and stand there. He needs to look at you and recognize who you are. So she goes and she stands in front of Mahadev. And now they will call now Kamadeva. Kamadeva is no ordinary devata. In the Ashwa world, Kamadeva is the god of what? God of love. In other words, the god of love for us is called Cupid. He's the god of love. He has a bow made out of sugarcane. He has arrows that are filled with honey and wrapped with flowers. And if he shoots an arrow at you, then you will turn in, you'll fall in love. Because he's God of love. Lord Shiva isn't seeing Sati Devi and Parvati Mata. So the gods decided, let's call Kamadeva. You have to do something. We need to put our input in that now. If he can't see it because he's blocked, somebody has to put an input. Dur kare wohi sankat tere. Dur kare wohi sankat tere. Hare Rama Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Prabhu ka naam japo man mere. Bole Prabhu ka naam japo man mere. Dur kare wohi sankat tere. Dur kare wohi sankat tere. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Prabhu ka naam japo man mere. through the chants of our Lord's name, you can break all veil. She walked up, she stood there, and all the gods have called Kamadeva. Kamadeva, go in the back there and you stand up. And I want you to look at Lord Shiva. And we're going to try now. Now we need Lord Shiva to be awake. So while Lord Shiva is there, if at any point Lord Shiva opens his eyes to look at her, shoot the arrow. Shoot the arrow of love. And as soon as the arrow hits him with the eyes open, staring at Parvati Devi, he will fall in love with her. We need to do something now. Because this union can't stay forever. They must unite and they must be together forever. And in turn, he must remember that she is Sati Devi incarnated. So at that point, they're waiting. And while they're waiting, Parvati Mata sits and she prays. It is said every pore on her end. When you pray, make sure every pore on your end feels the energy of God. Because Bhagwan's name should be flowing throughout your entire body. Mere man mein base Hai Ram, Mere tan mein base Hai Ram, Mere man mein base. Your mind should be chanting Ram. Your body should be chanting Ram. Do you know I remember this beautiful song that I learned when I was going to Robert Village? You know what song was that? Come let us chant the name of... How does it go? Come let us chant the name of... They are my father, my friends and my... They are my father. Come let us chant the name of Rama and Krishna. What did the verse say? Rama lives in my blood, Krishna in my vein. Bhagwan lives in your blood, in your veins. Wake him up. Vrindavan mein Hari Lal ki. Rama lives in my blood, Krishna in my vein. Everywhere I look I see Sita, Rama and Krishna. Everywhere I look I say, I shall ever live the life of Rama and Krishna. I shall ever live the life of Rama and Krishna, pleasing them in all my thoughts, words and actions. Pleasing them in all my thoughts, words and actions. Come let us chant the name of Rama and Krishna. You want to wake up the energy of God? He is in your blood. He's in your vein. He's in the atoms in your body. He's in every part of you. But you have to wake him up. And how will you do it? By chants and singing the name of the Divine Lord. With your thoughts, your words, your actions. Rama Krishna loves me, for this I am sure. I'll be truthful, kind and yeah, for sure. Vrindavan mein Hari Lal ki. Mahadev, his eyes are closed and Devi prays. And while she's praying with intensity, she's chanting Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Everybody sing with me now. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Parvati Devi calls out aloud, Om Namah Shivaya. And while she's calling Om Namah Shivaya, she waits for him now, because when his name is called, he will wake up. Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo. Om And while she's praying to him, no matter what depth of devotion he's in, when he hears his name and he hears the devotee calling out, he will awaken his eyes, he will open the eyes and he will look into the world, so that in turn he can bless that devotee. When suddenly he opens with a glance and he sees Parvati Mata in front of him, and in his mind, oh my God, she's here again. He opened the eyes and he sees her, and he's about to shut back the eyes tight. And just before he closes back the eyes, one arrow is released at him. And as the arrow shoots at him, he doesn't know what had happened, but he feels the urge to look a second time. What caused that? The arrow of love has caused that. He feels an urge to look at her a second time. And he opens back the eyes and he looks at her. But while the physical eyes are looking, the mind starts to think, why do I want to see her a second time? I told her leave. And while the consciousness of Mahadev is thinking, then by looking at her and looking around, he saw Kamadeva with a bow and an arrow. And he says, oh, so this is a trick of the world. That's why I've been caught. Listen. All together. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. And at that point, when Mahadev decided now to realize that Kamadeva is part of it, he stepped down from his spot. He stood there, he grabbed his shishul and he stamped it on the ground. And he looked at Kamadeva. And it is said the two eyes closed, but the third eye opened. And what comes out of the third eye? Only fire and heat. Agni Dev shoots from the third eye. And while the fire shoots in the direction of Kamadeva, it is said in no time, Kamadev sees a flame of fire coming his way. He didn't have time to run. He had no time to hide. But in turn, the fire comes in his direction and in seconds burns the physical body of Kamadev into ashes. And as soon as he's burned into ashes, Devi sees the entire thing. It is said the wife of Kamadev was not too far, and she saw what was taking place. And when she realized her husband's body has been burned, she starts to beg, no, 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 somebody needs to stop this. Somebody needs to bring back my husband. And there she drops on her knees and she puts her hands together to call upon who? Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo! Mahadev, he stands there and he sees the wife crying, the wife of Kamadev. And she begs him, Mahadev, please don't do this. We are only trying to save Parvati Mata. And when he looked at her, he says, well, not at my cost. But she begged and she begged and she begged. And while she was begging, she says, please, my husband only lived a good life to save the world. I beg you. And she runs to the feet of Mahadev to grab onto the feet. And while she's praying, Om Namah Shivaya, Mahadev feels compassion for a moment and is about to bless her. Follow! Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki. Kamadev is no more. The body is no more. She begs again. The wife prays and she begs, bring back my husband, please. And when he realizes that the entire plan was then orchestrated by the gods of the skies, out of compassion, he looks at her and he says, okay, listen. You never mess with the energy of Lord Shiva. I will bring him back. The ashes are there. The soul can never die. I cannot bring back the body. The body is burnt. Whatever is burned from my third eye could never come back. But today I'll tell you, I will bring him back into existence. And he will bring back with himself the love for the world. But he will never have a physical body because I've destroyed it and I cannot give him another one. So from today, Dolehil, because of your prayer, he will remain as Kamadeva and he will be known as a spirit that will travel the world and he will bring love to the world. But nobody will be able to see him. To those who want love in your home and in your life, then pray to me. And when you invite me to bring that love, I will invite Kamadeva to shower that love in your life. Because from today, you won't have a physical form, but you will have a spiritual form. And then he turned around and he was walking back to his spot. And while walking back, he looked at Parvati Devi and he stared her in the eye. And she looked him in the eye, and in her mind she's saying, so even now, you won't even stop to bless me? He went back on his seat and he sat down, comfortable. And when he sat down, he's about to close his eyes and meditate. And while he's about to close the eye, she waits for him to say something. He sits down, he looks at her, meditative posture, close the eyes, and he continues to meditate. And the moment he continues to meditate, she says, okay, if this is how you want it to be, I promise you, you will have to come to me now. And she turned around and she started to walk. And while she's walking and she's walking away, the gods are begging her, Parvati Maya, you have to stay here, it will save the world. And she kept walking and she kept walking. And she says, gods of the skies, Mahadev, who is in concentration, Lord of the universe, today I will not stop until you come after me. And where does she go? She goes down at the base of the mountain and she's about to pray. And while she will go and sit on a rock to pray by herself, tomorrow night we will continue with what happens to Devi's energy and the Shakti of a Divine Mother. Aaj Shakti Durga Mata ki Jai. Let us all stand as we join in our final Aarti. Suno meri Devi, Parvatavasini, Tera par na paya, Tera par na paya. Hare suno meri Devi, Parvatavasini, Tera par na paya. Suno meri Devi, Parvatavasini. पान सुपारे ध्वजा नारियल, पान सुपारे ध्वजा नारियल। पान सुपारे ध्वजा नारियल, ले तेरे बेस चराया, ले तेरे बेस चराया। सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पार न पाया। सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी। सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे, सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे। सुबह चोल तेरे अंग विराजे, केसर तिलक लगाया, केसर तिलक लगाया। मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी। ब्रह्मा वेद परे तेरे द्वारे, ब्रह्मा वेद परे तेरे द्वारे। ब्रह्मा वेद परे तेरे द्वारे, शंकर ध्यान लगाया, शंकर ध्यान लगाया। सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पार न पाया। सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी। नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया, नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया। नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया, सोने का छत्र चढ़ाया, सोने का छत्र चढ़ाया। सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पार न पाया। सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी। धूपदीपनय वेद्य आरती, धूपदीपनय वेद्य आरती। धूपदीपनय वेद्य आरती, मोहन भोग लगाया, मोहन भोग लगाया। सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पार न पाया। सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी। दानो भगत मैं तेरे गुण गाए, दानो भगत मैं तेरे गुण गाए। दानो भगत मैं तेरे गुण गाए, मनवांचित फल पाया, मनवांचित फल पाया। सुन मेरे देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पालन पाया। सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी। जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा भवानी, जगदम्बा भवानी, जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी, जगदम्बा भवानी, जगदम्बा भवानी, जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी। दुर्गाय नमः, 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 दुर्गाय नमः। दुर्गाय नमः, दुर्गाय नमः, दुर्गाय नमः, दुर्गाय नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम। Lord Shiva, you are the Almighty. Lord Shiva, you are my Prabhuji. You are my Shiva. You are my Shiva. Lord Shiva, you are the Almighty. Lord Shiva, you are my Prabhuji. You are my Shiva. You are my Shiva. Tonight we'd like to take this golden opportunity to especially thank our kind and courteous sponsors for allowing 101.7 FM to be possible. We'd like to send our blessings to Lena's Hardware from Shoguna's Main Road, to Glenn's Air Conditioning in Monroe Road in Konopia, to Laura's Construction Limited in St. Julian Branch in Princestown, and to the Little Store in Currap. We say special thanks and special blessings to all of them And also once more tonight, as we do have via YouTube and Facebook as well, Vision 2 photo and video production. We welcome you once more and we extend blessings to our beautiful sponsors. You are my Shiva. You are my Shiva. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. उमापति महादेव की जय. सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. जय सीताराम. आसन लीजिए, सर, सॉल्टी कर सीट.